Let me get this. Let me get this. I got it.
Yo, you gotta calm down.
I'm hey, come on now.
Hungry, you know what I'm saying? But the thing I'm getting out of this, Roach took the fight. It gives him a chance to really.
Davis's corner was chaotic during his fight with Lamont Roach. Trainer Calvin Ford revealed that Davis pressured him to make a questionable decision, which led to the disarray. Ford's account of the situation echoed the turmoil in Tyson Fury's corner during his first undisputed World Heavyweight Championship clash against Alexander Usyk. Both corners experienced similar tensions and confusion in critical moments of their respective fights.
What's the best for him? I'm hoping that he do what I need him to do. You know what I'm saying? You see how I asked him, are you ready? You know what I'm saying? Because
in that fight, Fury remained composed with his trainers, but his father, John Fury, caused chaos in the corner by constantly raising his voice over Andy Lee and Sugar Hill Stewart. This led to miscommunication, and Fury ultimately misunderstood their instructions, contributing to his defeat. However, Tank Davis's situation was different. The chaos stemmed directly from him. The fight was unfolding unexpectedly, with Davis seemingly heading for the final bell after 12 rounds, something that had only happened twice before in his career. The unusual circumstances created a tense atmosphere in his corner.
This time I had a chance to step back, and everybody keeps saying, they changing up stuff. No, we ain't changing.
This was unusual, considering Davis, the Baltimore native, is known for finishing fights in the 7th, 8th, or 9th round. However, in this fight, Lamont Roach was pushing back, and Davis wasn't in control. His corner grew concerned, trying to guide him, but instead of listening, Davis argued, raising his voice at trainer Calvin Ford and shouting, "Listen to me." Despite this, they followed his lead, but things didn't end well. The situation could worsen if his draw against Roach is overturned. Initially, Davis's coaches stayed quiet when asked about his outbursts, assuring that everything would be handled. But with the result now in question, the situation has taken a much more serious turn.
Punishment, you know what I'm saying? And then sometimes things gotta happen to make you get back to where you belong at, you know what I'm saying? And
for Gervonta Davis and his team, the fight against Lamont Roach was expected to be just another routine match. From the moment the bout was announced, there was no sign of worry or tension in Davis's camp. Roach, a familiar opponent with a solid record, was seen as the smaller man despite holding the title and didn't pose any major concerns.
So 2 days before the fight?
Yeah. I ran water over it today, but...
Seen as the clear underdog, Lamont Roach fought with the determination of a man on a mission. From the opening bell, he showcased sharp boxing skills, controlling the pace from the outside. When Davis forced him to abandon his jab and engage in close combat, Roach quickly adapted. By the time the final bell rang, the crowd at Brooklyn's Barclays Center was in shock. They had witnessed 36 minutes of intense action, but the outcome was uncertain as the judges' scores were tallied. Team Davis remained confident until the verdict was announced, but their smiles quickly faded when Davis was forced to settle for a majority decision draw.
skillful. Both of them want to take certain chances, some want to take chances, you know what I'm saying? We seen, it was like we was...
For the first time in his professional career, Gervonta Davis left the ring without a victory. As he slumped into his chair backstage, his team, including Barry Hunter, shook their heads in disappointment over the decision. Hunter, who had stepped into a lead role ahead of Calvin Ford, believed the judges got it wrong. From his perspective, Davis had a tough fight, there was no denying that. But he was confident that in the final rounds, Davis had turned a close contest into a decisive win. "We give credit to the other side," Hunter told the news, "but I thought the last 2 rounds made the difference. I really believed we had done enough to win."
Well, both of us back today was that again. Nobody won.
On the other hand, many believe Davis should have lost the decision outright, arguing that referee Steve Willis should have ruled a knockdown when Davis took a knee in the 9th round. Former IBF, WBC, and WBO lightweight champion George Kambosos Jr., who has exchanged jabs with Davis on social media, insists that Tank has lost significant credibility. Speaking to Fight Hype after a training session for his upcoming bout against Devin Haney on March 22, Kambosos didn't hold back. "He just had a draw and lost a lot of stock," Kambosos said, wiping sweat from his face. Now, what does he have to do? Rebuild his career. Since the fight with Roach, Davis has faced heavy criticism from many in the boxing community.
Honestly think about this Davis versus Roach fight. Like, for you at 140, do you feel it's like you fighting a smaller guy at 130, 135? What's your thoughts on them?
Both fighters have expressed a desire for a rematch, while the New York State Athletic Commission reviews the controversial moment in the 9th round. A technical failure in the replay system prevented Davis's knee from being officially ruled a knockdown. Had the knockdown been confirmed, Roach would have won by majority decision, securing his place as a 2-division world champion. However, with the ruling unchanged, Davis remains the champion and keeps his unbeaten record intact. Meanwhile, the rivalry between Kambosos and Davis has only intensified. Their feud, which began on social media, is fueled by mutual disrespect. Davis has shown little regard for Kambosos as a fighter, while Kambosos has repeatedly criticized the level of competition Davis has faced throughout his career, adding fuel to their growing animosity.
And against Lamont Roach, is it a big fight?
I don't want to disrespect Lamont Roach. He's a very skilled fighter, super featherweight.
Throughout his career, Davis has relied on his athleticism, patience, and punching power to dominate opponents. However, on Saturday night, he faced a fighter who wasn't intimidated and absorbed his shots without major damage. While Davis's skills remain highly respected, some weaknesses in his game began to surface. Before Roach's impressive performance, the only other fighter to go the distance with Davis was Isaac Pitbull Cruz. Now, all eyes are on Davis to see if he follows through on his talk of an immediate rematch. If the fight happens, it will be interesting to see if Roach enters with more confidence, but risks losing his discipline. As for Davis, one big question remains: can he adjust his style if needed?
He runs his own race, and the fans, like, no matter what, the fans will see, obviously, what the fighters do, and the fans see what's happening. And,
Davis's in-ring IQ is often overlooked, as he's known for analyzing opponents in the early rounds before making adjustments. However, against Roach, he never seemed to find his rhythm. After the fight, Roach gained plenty of support, including from Shakur Stevenson, who praised his performance and expressed interest in facing him next. While that matchup is intriguing, most fans would prefer an immediate rematch between Davis and Roach, especially after Roach raised doubts about Davis's invincibility. Meanwhile, boxing promoter Eddie Hearn has weighed in on the New York State Athletic Commission's review of the controversial bout.
Draw, and who do you think won?
Do you know what? Honestly, I haven't watched the fight. We had a show that night. I haven't watched the full fight. One thing that's kind of baffling is that it wasn't a knockdown. I mean, look, he wasn't hurt. There's no doubt about that. But if you take a knee...
Hearn believes the New York State Athletic Commission is unlikely to overturn the majority draw decision, but expects a rematch between Davis and Roach. The fight at Barclays Center ended in controversy, particularly due to a 9th round moment where Davis took a voluntary knee without the referee ruling it a knockdown. This led to an official review by the commission. As reported by Dan Rafael of Fight Freaks Unite, Roach's legal team has appealed to have the result changed in his favor, whether by decision, knockout, or disqualification. Acknowledging the dispute, Hearn told Fight Hype on Tuesday that he doesn't anticipate the commission reversing the outcome.
I mean, I think that's a warning, but it's a bit of a bizarre situation. For me, like, there was a lot of people in boxing that were saying that this is a really tough fight. Like, Lamont Roach is a serious fighter. I said it might not be the biggest profile fight, but it's actually quite...
Hearn stated that he doesn't believe the New York State Athletic Commission has the authority to mandate an immediate rematch. He explained that while the commission can review the result, the final decision rests with the governing body, which in this case is the World Boxing Association. However, Khan expects a rematch to happen regardless. Everything I'm hearing is that the rematch is going to happen anyway, Khan revealed. I think it's pretty much done. He also commented on the 9th round controversy, arguing that Davis taking a knee should have been ruled a knockdown, which could have changed the outcome of the fight.
Hopefully this could be the little something that gives Gervonta a little wake-up call to take him back to the mindset of maybe where he was. You know what I'm saying?
Khan explained that if a fighter takes a knee and touches the canvas while punches are being thrown, it should be considered a knockdown. I heard people saying he should be disqualified because he went back to his corner, but I don't buy that. I think that's a warning, but it's a bit of a bizarre situation, Khan said. The New York State Athletic Commission's review is still ongoing, and no final verdict has been announced yet. However, a major point of contention remains the missed knockdown call by referee Steve Willis. That crucial moment in the main event potentially cost Lamont Roach Jr. the WBA lightweight title and what could have been a monumental upset over superstar Gervonta Davis.
Time funny. We was talking in like the 12th round, I think the 12th or 11th. We was talking shit, right? But he like, you ain't gonna win.
Roach, a former amateur rival of Davis, should have been the headline story after handing the heavily favored Tank, who entered as a 1,600 betting favorite, the first blemish of his professional career in their controversial majority draw at Barclays Center. However, the focus quickly shifted to the New York State Athletic Commission, which failed to provide transparency in the immediate aftermath. On Monday, the commission claimed that a technical issue prevented it from reviewing the instant replay footage within the allotted time. By refusing to call Davis's voluntary knee in round 9 a knockdown, they ultimately cost Roach a crucial 10-8 round, an outcome that would have likely given him the victory. More than just the decision, the missed call also cost Roach the financial windfall of entering their inevitable rematch as the defending champion, potentially missing out on millions of dollars.
Nah. What you talking about? They like, they ain't gonna give it to you. I was like, oh, is that right? So, you know, that's how
The New York State Athletic Commission has told multiple outlets that it is still reviewing the matter. However, the most baffling storyline that still demands attention is this: what was going on with Davis? While it was certainly shocking to see the 30-year-old Baltimore native struggle against a massive underdog after years of dominance, that wasn't the most surprising part. Roach, who bulked up to lightweight, actually appeared to be the bigger fighter in the ring. More importantly, he carried the confidence and experience from growing up in the same boxing circles as Davis, using it to deliver the most impressive performance of his career.
thing. You know, that's how boxing works. I'm not like totally upset. I figured with a superstar.
The most puzzling aspect of Davis's performance wasn't just his fight in the ring, but his mindset and the bizarre behavior he displayed before, during, and after the fight. Was this simply an off night for one of boxing's pound-for-pound best, or has Davis lost the competitive fire and killer instinct that made him such a box office sensation? It's not uncommon for star boxers to show up late to media events. Davis himself was nearly 2 hours late for the kickoff press conference ahead of his 2023 fight with Ryan Garcia. However, this time, his tardiness reached a new level, arriving almost 4 to 5 hours late to his first event with Roach in New York. He then followed it up by being 90 minutes late to the weigh-in. While Davis is typically relaxed and playful during fight week, his behavior in the ring was more concerning. He twice took his eyes off Roach to argue with referee Steve Willis in the first half of the fight, only to get caught with clean punches in return.
Get too much on paper. But shit, I damn sure thought I had it. Especially when they announced the score for him. I was like,
Prime video cameras also captured another strange moment, with Davis yelling over trainer Calvin Ford's instructions between rounds, repeatedly shouting, "Listen to me." Then came the controversial moment in the 9th round. After Roach landed a series of jabs, Davis began blinking aggressively and suddenly turned away from the action, taking a knee. What happened next only added to the confusion. Davis quickly got up and ran to his corner, where Ford used a towel to wipe his eyes. Under the rules, this could have led to disqualification. Referee Steve Willis initially began a mandatory 8 count, but stopped at 3, issuing a warning instead of calling the knockdown. The decision to let the fight continue without penalizing Davis has only fueled the ongoing controversy.
Yeah, man, it's just crazy. I ain't gonna lie. It's okay. We gonna run it back. It's okay.
Not only was Davis's explanation of the incident during his post-fight interview unusual, but his overall demeanor seemed surprisingly casual, especially for someone who had just come dangerously close to losing both his title and undefeated record. As the crowd showered him with boos, his reaction appeared to be a mix of embarrassment and indifference. "I just got my hair done 2 days ago, and she put grease in it. So when I started sweating, it got in my eyes and burned," Davis said. "Damn, why are you all booing? I'm telling the truth. Look at my hair. I just got it done. But it's all good, man. We all know how it is. They love you, then they hate you, then they love you again."
I was like, "Oh, you!" I was like, "Oh shit, here it comes." But as soon as I heard that 114, I was just like, "Damn, all right, it's over with."
Davis, who has a mandatory rematch clause in his contract and expressed interest in exercising it on social media Monday, appeared more composed while discussing his performance at the post-fight press conference. However, his comments revealed a lack of awareness regarding the rules of the sport. "Nobody likes a draw, especially from a guy who gets knockouts and things like that. But it's cool," Davis said. "I feel like if we fight again, I could do more. I should have done more. I was lost and lost track of the rounds. That's why we need ring girls. I didn't even know what round it was. Facts."
Burning. And you can get knocked out like that. So I'd rather take the knee.
Intro 21. What fueled even more speculation about Davis's mindset before the Roach fight was his repeated talk of retirement. He suggested multiple times that he might walk away from boxing as early as the end of 2025. Davis also spoke about seeking therapy and prioritizing his mental health to become a better father. "That's why I don't want to box anymore," he told Inside Boxing live in January. "I want to do therapy, but I feel like if I do, I'd lose the fire inside me. I want everything out so I never think about fighting again or even getting angry. I have 2 girls, and I want them to be softer and more humble." These statements raised concerns about whether Davis had already lost his hunger for the sport before facing Roach, fueling doubts about his mental state leading into the fight.
But I didn't really know that you can get disqualified for all that. Or when you start counting, I'm like, what the hell? But I don't know.
Being true to yourself is what really matters. Forcing yourself to keep going when your heart isn't in it can lead to problems. If you know you don't want to do something but push through anyway, that's a red flag. Wanting a more peaceful life for yourself and your family is a noble reason to make a change. But in boxing, there's no worse place to be than inside the ring when you've lost the passion for it. Every fight puts both your physical and mental health on the line, making it a dangerous environment for someone whose mind is elsewhere.
I said that I won, but we didn't get a loss either, so I felt like I won it, the last couple rounds, so it's cool. Lamont is a great fighter. Hopefully I can get that rematch because I know what I can do in a fight.
Davis is one of boxing's most electrifying and captivating fighters, but even the best can have an off night. Fighters are often judged by their latest performance, for better or worse. As the focus shifts from the controversy of Davis versus Roach to a potential rematch, let's hope Tank is still in the game for the right reasons. With the right mindset and focus, he can showcase the brilliance that made him a star.
Tank, how much does it hurt to have the draw on your record now? And do you think it's going to stand as some sort of like renewed motivation?
The rematch seems to be set in motion almost immediately. But one major obstacle remains: the decision of the World Boxing Association. The governing body must first determine whether the fight stands as a draw or a loss. Until then, Davis must focus on addressing the issues within his corner. For the latest updates on breaking news, key moments, and major events in the world of boxing, stay connected by subscribing to our YouTube channel. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss out on quality content. Until next time, peace out.